Everyone has heroes, people who we look up to because of the way that they live their lives and the way that they look at this world. One of my heroes is Beau Miles. He is an inspiration to me. He taught me everything I know about outdoor education and taught me an entirely different way of thinking. He had a new book that came out called The Backyard Adventurer. I had it shipped from Australia, signed copy. In order to get the video out this week, I read it in about 2 hours and made a very fast book report. So here is my very fast, very best book report on The Backyard Adventurer. So as I shoot this, it's 9:10 at night, so if I seem utterly lethargic, I was supposed to film this at 11 in the morning this morning, but I kind of got tied up buying a whole bunch of lumber for a project coming down the road, and then I had to go to work, and then I had to deal with this slushy machine. There's a lot of stuff that's happened today, so I'm learning it. I could not be a daily vlogger. So today's video has one subject, and that is this, The Backyard Adventurer. It is written by my favorite YouTuber, Beau Miles. He is a PhD in outdoor education. He's an outdoor educator and filmmaker from Australia. His films are like if Crocodile Dundee and Ken Burns both taught a child how to do things, and then that child went off and ran off and did his own thing. I want to talk about this book because I will be honest, Beau, if you're watching this, also, hi, this is really cool. I want to be honest, Beau, this is not the most lyrical book I've ever read. This book does not read like poetry. This book is a lot more like a grandfather sitting down in a chair and imparting his knowledge on his grandchildren. And that's what I love about it, because he talks directly. He says, you and I. He refers so vividly to things. It feels like you're in that moment, you're there standing next to him as he's on his adventures. This book is basically a director's commentary, like the greatest director's commentary ever written. But it's more than that. And so today what I want to do is talk about something that Beau discusses in this book, and also in his PhD, which I read for some reason. It was like, 317 pages. What I want to do with this book today, in about 3 minutes, is cover something that he covers extensively in his PhD, and something that he covers in this book as well, and that is the idea of ethnography. Ethnography, for those of you who don't know, is the study of others. It is the study of people and minds and the way we think and interact with our world. So, I'd like to ethnographize, that's not a word, well, ethnographize. I'm going to ethnographize using this book and take a look at someone who I consider to be my outdoor education senpai. I'd like to make a small disclaimer here. I don't agree with Beau on everything. I don't believe that I drank the Kool-Aid in terms of everything that he does. We disagree on plenty of things. For one example, I don't like junk. Well, I did build this, and this was inspired by him. Well, we did build this out of both wood from the forest and junk wood we had lying around. I don't like junk lying around. You know, there are things like that. I don't adopt his philosophy wholeheartedly, but I think the ideas that he strikes at in this book are very important. And the reason they're important is because they present a different worldview. They present this worldview of someone who brings a completely different perspective to the way we approach things. And I think that kind of seismic shift is what opens us up to change. It opens us up to new ideas. It's like when someone comes in who hasn't worked on a project and has the idea that can fix it, because they're not in that groove, they're not in that track. They have a completely different way of thinking. So, in the spirit of ethnographizing, I like the word, I would like to point out 3 lessons that I learned from Beau in this book that I think are important enough so that you should read The Backyard Adventurer. So number 1, this philosophy, and this is evident in his films, of who cares? There's this great discussion in the book of these societal constructs, these ways of doing things. And I think the thing with Beau, frankly, that makes it so interesting and that makes his videos so entertaining to watch is that it's just completely different. I mean, I've never heard of someone walking so far to work, or kayaking, for that matter, so far to work. I've never heard of someone running a mile, an hour. to complete a marathon. I've never heard of someone retracing a railway line like that, just going through everyone else's property. It's crazy. It's objectively crazy, some of the stuff that he does. And then he pulls it off like eating so many tins of beans. It's objectively crazy. But I think that Beau's notion of who cares that it's crazy, who cares what, even in some cases, who cares what the police think? I'm out here and I'm doing what I want to do. I'm spending my days how I want to. I think that's the life that we all want. We crave freedom. Everyone craves freedom. And I think Beau has chased and has this life where he goes out and if he wants to eat entirely beans, he will eat entirely beans. He has this fortitude and this courage to just go out and do what he wants to do. So the second lesson I learned from Beau Miles is the just do it mentality. So I think this is best exemplified in A Mile an Hour, but of course he talks about it in here. This task-oriented idea, this how much can I do in one day, how many things can I get crossed off the list? I love getting things crossed off the list. I love the idea of completion and the idea of productivity. And I love working. Like I don't want to stop working. I need to keep moving, otherwise I get sad. I lose a lot of purpose if I'm not moving, doing things and interacting. And so I think this mentality of just keeping moving and keeping that self-discipline to keep doing things, to continue running, to run further, faster, and higher. And this idea of sticking to a diet or sticking to a line on a map. That self-discipline when the only one you're accountable to is yourself out in the woods. That is such a powerful thing to refine your life, and I think that's really important, and that is definitely a reason why you should read this book. The third point that is kind of the central focus of the book is this quest for meaning and this ability to find meaning through not only adventure, but adventure so close to home. I mean, the book is literally called The Backyard Adventure: Meaningful and Pointless Expeditions, Self-Experiments, and the Value of Other People's Junk. There are several layers of meaning within everything, and there are several values to everything. For example, in junk wood, there's several different values, there's several different levels that wood will go through before we just abandon a landfill, hopefully. In the same way, there are several different levels of adventure. The amazing thing about outdoor education is that it challenges you physically, mentally, and emotionally. The mental fortitude to keep going when everything else in your body says stop. The emotional experience of just feeling so many different emotions running through your head and having to keep going. There's meaning in completing a hike. There's meaning in climbing up a wall. There's meaning in discovering a new trail, and that transcends what you're actually doing. A Mile an Hour transcends doing a whole bunch of tasks and running a marathon. It's about being more productive. It's about having physical meaning in life. It's a quest for meaning. That's its intrinsic and its real value. And this book, as a director's commentary of all of the movies, as basically the rationale behind why I did this, speaks to that, speaks to the deeper meaning behind everything. Through looking at things deeper, we develop a greater respect for others, we develop a greater understanding, we develop a greater appreciation. And through experience, as experience is the best teacher, we build a better society, and we build a better world. And so thank you, Beau Miles, for writing this book, this wonderful book. If you're looking to purchase it, it's an excellent read, although it did come to me from Australia and it did take like 40 days to get here, but whatever. If you are looking for a good read, it is in the description. Thank you, Beau, for writing this book. Thank you for being my outdoor education senpai. Thank you for providing the inspiration necessary to build all of this. Keep doing what you're doing, keep being awesome, keep having a crazy accent and drinking beer you found on the side of the road. I'll see you next time on Adventure Bros.